Alrighty, well, good afternoon, everyone. We're about to start a panel discussion on mental health and well-being here. So if you want to tune in or tune out, that's up to you. Alrighty, so my name's Nathan. I'm the welfare officer at FUSA. I'm waving the paper under the thing if you can see me. So my job is supporting student welfare and linking in with initiatives all around the university to benefit student well-being and welfare. So today is Are You OK Day, September 10. It's an important day for checking in about well-being and mental health. And this year's theme is There's More to Say After Are You OK, which is all about continuing conversations and how you can best support someone if they say they're not okay when you ask. We have a bunch of resources over at our stalls over here put on by Oasis and FUSA. There's a bunch of free resources there about conversations and some merch, and there's some really cool stuff you can win. So if you haven't been over there, feel free to head over there. So I'm a student, and during this pandemic, I know that it's been really tough for a lot of us, non-students as well. I think that as students, we have so many things weighing on us that can negatively impact our mental health and well-being. We have uni grades, we have jobs to worry about, we've got Centrelink income, housing, future careers, all while desperately trying to maintain a healthy life balance of hobbies and other healthy things that support our mental health and well-being. And that's why I think it's really important that universities take an invested interest in students' well-being. Being able to opt into non-graded passes last semester, for example, was really great for students, and I'd love to see that continue this year. And I think that international students in particular would agree that some more income support and more flexibility around fees would be excellent. A lot of the work we do at FUSA is about supporting student well-being on and off campus as best we can. And we have a whole panel of uni staff here today to discuss mental health and well-being with us. So first up, we have David Rose, who is a counsellor here at Flinders. David, why is Are You OK Day important to you?
Are You OK Day, I think the main reason for me why it's important is that it promotes a conversation within our society to actually talk about whether people are okay. It tends to be a bit of a taboo subject and people are scared. So this is a wonderful day to actually promote it.
Absolutely. Alrighty, next up we have Graham Fordham, who is a student support officer here at Flinders. Graham, why is Are You OK Day important to you?
Are you OK Day for me is very important. The main reasons are it breaks down the barriers of the conversations that you might not normally have with someone there. It could be asking a friend, a family member, a colleague how they're feeling, how they're going, but it gives you a chance to listen actively and learn a bit more about what's going on with them. But it's another great way of incorporating these types of conversations into everyday conversations with people as well.
Absolutely. Alrighty. Next up, Gareth Ferber is the E-Mental Health Project Officer and a psychologist. Gareth, why is Are You OK Day important to you?
So I have a dirty little secret in that I used to be a little bit negative about Are You OK Day? Scandal, I know. And it was basically I was a little sad that we had to sort of encourage each other to ask about how we're doing. But over the years, what I've realised is that the underlying message of Are You OK Day, the broader message is that we want to live in a society where we don't let anyone fall through the cracks. We want to make sure that as we move forward, we can take everyone with us. And to make that happen, we have to make sure we're checking in on each other. And then if we're not doing so well, providing the assistance and making sure that we're bringing everyone along with us. So there's a broader societal message that you can really connect to on a day like this, in addition to the practical advice that you get about how to help someone in need.
Absolutely, I think it's all about bringing everyone along. Alrighty, and our final panel member is Tammy Coleman-Zweck, who's from Yungarendi and is a wellbeing coordinator here at Flinders. Tammy, why is Are You OK Day important to you?
I think it's a great initiative because it does give us that chance to check in on others and see how they're actually going. And also, it's really, sometimes people think, I can't ask for help, but actually it's really showing your strength if you do need help and you ask for it. There's always going to be someone there for you. And I think a good question to ask today is who's there to provide you with emotional support?
Alrighty. David, I think I'm going to throw our first question to you as a counsellor. How do you know that you should ask someone if they're okay?
It's a good question. I think the predominant and the standout thing is that there will be a change. And often it's a change for the worse. So the change might be a change in their behaviour, They might be talking about different things. They might be acting differently, as in isolating themselves more or not doing the habits that they used to do. It could also be changes as in, and we've seen a lot, particularly with our international students here, a change in employment situation, a change through lockdown. I think the thing to look for is a change.
Alrighty. So we've identified that we should ask someone if they're okay. Now, how do we ask someone if they're okay?
Asking someone if they're okay. Probably don't do it in the line up at the canteen. It's much better to actually make it a bit more private and actually engage. What you're wanting to do is you're wanting to engage them in a conversation. So, are you okay might be a little blunt for some people. How you doing? What's been happening? How's things going? Actually start a conversation.
It's all about context, time, and place. Alrighty, so we've identified that someone's potentially not okay. We've asked if they are. Now, what do we say if they're not okay?
If they're not okay, what you're wanting to do is actually really listen. Listen to what they're saying. It's not about giving advice, not about talking about yourself. What you're wanting to do is actually let them talk. So those active listening skills are really important. It's good to have a look at some sort of solutions, some sort of things that they could do. Questions like, well, have you felt like this before? What's worked for you in the past? Or have you chatted to a GP? Or have you chatted to a counsellor about this? So actually looking at some sort of solution, just gently. Often, when it's your mate, and I work as a counsellor, I would not try to counsel one of my mates. That's not my job. I'm a friend. However, I would suggest where they could go. Probably the last thing is actually make arrangements, make a time to catch up again so that there's actually future or forward planning.
Yeah, I think it's really important to remember that we're not counsellors for our friends, but that we can still support them as best we can, encourage them to seek help. Alrighty, Gareth, I know you have an interest in well-being, so I'm going to ask the next question to you. What should people do if they're not feeling okay themselves when they're asking?
Yeah, so something I've noticed about Are You OK Day is that obviously we're encouraged to check in on people that we care about, but there's a good chance we'll end up asking ourselves the same question, so how am I and how am I doing? And if the answer to that question is, I don't think I'm doing so well, then really my primary advice is to try and start a conversation yourself. So myself recently, I've gone through difficult stuff. And as a psychologist I thought, well, I should just be able to handle this myself. I've got all the internal tools to do this. I can just lock myself away in my room and deal with this stuff, no problems. But really, all the benefit occurred when I finally admitted to myself that really wasn't going to be the best pathway. And I thought of a specific people in my network who I thought I actually need to have a chat with them and tell them that things aren't so great. And the immediate benefit from that, and the benefit over the subsequent days and weeks, was far greater than anything I had tried to do in my own head. Now, I'm not saying don't work on your own, your kind of own thoughts and feelings, but that opening up a conversation and a bit of vulnerability around someone that you know cares for you can really accelerate that process to helping you find a solution.
Absolutely. So remembering that you have support services you can reach out to, is that just, yeah?
Yeah, so excellent point. So you might be reaching out to a friend or a family member, but then if you don't feel as though you've got someone in that space that you can tell what it is that's going on for you, then the counselling service here at Flinders, or even opening up in a little way to a topic or course coordinator who can then direct you to the type of service within the university that's going to be best. So yeah, it's a mix of opening up to friends or family or professionals if that's what you feel is going to be better.
Alrighty. And what are some things that students specifically can do to look after their own well-being?
Excellent question. So I talk about this stuff a lot, so don't get me completely started on it. But look at trying to get some of the core basics in place, so sleep, good nutrition, physical activity. Try to get those in place initially. Then look at working on your friendships and your social network and enhancing and increasing those opportunities there. And then you can start looking a little bit at some of the self-development and self-improvement stuff. So working on specific skill areas that you think are going to help you overcome whatever challenge it is you're facing or get to whatever goal that you're working on. So if it's your study, it's developing new study skills or new study habits. But yeah, try and get those core things in first, then your social network in place, and then start drilling out into specific skill sets that you can work on.
Alrighty, and I know you run the wellbeing blog here at Flinders. Is there anything in particular you want to plug about that while you got the mic?
Look, if you go to the Health Counselling and Disability website, you'll find my blog posts on that page. Please click through, read it. Myself, as well as my colleagues and even other students, are writing articles about health and wellbeing all the time. And you'll also find out about our programs that we run, studyology, mental fitness, a bunch of things that we do where you can learn in more detail the kinds of things we're talking about today.
Excellent. Alrighty, Graham, as a student support officer, you know all about the support that's available to students, so why don't you tell us about them?
We have a great range of support services here at Flinders University, and it's sort of a bit of a way of just knowing where, when, and how to get that support there as well. As an example, we've got these great support people here at the moment. So, as an example, health counselling, disability, fantastic support that covers a multitude of areas there for students. We also have the Student Learning Support Service, which has got the Student Lounge and also Studiosity, which is fantastic. They're two of the main support providers that I've been speaking to and working with recently. We have Careers and Employability. If you haven't spoken to Careers and Employability, they are a fantastic service that can help you get on the path towards the career that you want after completing uni or networking with people, like-minded people around the university. International Student Services, great bunch of people, love working with those people. We also have Younger Indy, which is fantastic as well. So they're just a number of support services that we've got available. The website's fantastic as well, which has been updated with further information too.
Excellent. I'd love to hear support services available to students here. Alrighty. Tammy, as part of your role at Younger Indy, can you tell us a bit more why Are You OK Day is important for Indigenous Australians?
Well, it is important because we all need to talk and socially connect with others. And at Younger ND, we certainly tried to create that sense of belonging for our 375 Indigenous students across SA and Northern Territory. So there's quite a few. And certainly we have got high engagement with the Aboriginal community as well, which is really important. And we've talked about the stigma of mental illness, health and wellbeing, and it's a really important message that we get out there that you don't need to feel shame if you need to see someone. That's a really good thing that, as you said before, Gareth, actually acknowledging in yourself that you need to speak to a professional. The university has excellent staff here, fully trained for that. I think that we do our best to provide support. And as students as well, I think for the future that you've got this opportunity to really contribute to the social benefit of society. And I think that's a wonderful thing to be able to do.
Alrighty. Was there anything else that anyone wanted to mention? Anything important? Any hot Are You OK Day tips?
We're basically part of my role as well with the Flinders Support Network. Students can reach out to me, and we also reach out to the students here by SMS text message, which you might have seen, just checking in to see how things are going with you. We want to make sure that you're going okay, you're travelling okay, and it's also our way to know that there's a human being at the end of that phone call or that text message there as well. So students can jump onto the new fantastic Current Students landing page, which has got a great resource there for all of the support services that we've got available. But not only that, other activities like yoga, meditation, the gymnasium, Oasis, the community and the marketplace that they've got going is a fantastic initiative there as well. But they can also put in a request for a callback through the FSN there as well from that launch page, but also respond back to the text message that we send out. So if you've got any questions or concerns, or you just need to know what support service that you want to use, you can receive a phone call from myself or an email from myself with a recommendation of the support services that we've got here and what my recommendation for you would be going forward to help you.
How would one find that student landing page? Is that like linked from a homepage or from Flow or something?
If they click on current students on the website there, they'll be able to get onto the new landing page. It is such an easy page to use, but there's also a drop-down list of the support services there. And you can just click on one of the support services and it just outlines a few of the services that we've got, and you can dig a bit deeper and find out a few more services that are there as well. And this is a great way of just getting connected with some of the supports that are going on around the university there as well, but just things that you might not have thought about. And even just little things, like little tips like getting outside for your lunchtime during a day like today is just a fantastic thing. But also I'm finding a lot of students, instead of staying at home to do some of their study at home, being isolated, they actually come into the university and use the computer bays here because it feels like they've got that social interaction as well. So it's just little things like that, but definitely that support page is a great assistance for students there too.
Alrighty, it's so great to see the uni taking an interest like that. Gareth, I think you wanted to say something?
Yeah, just so anyone who's heard me talk around the university knows that I'm pretty gung-ho on habit formation. So today is a good opportunity to try and establish a habit moving forward that involves you checking in on the people that you care about. And even if that means initially something as clunky as putting it in your diary to check in on a friend, send them a text message, this is a good day to try and get that habit started. Because we don't want these conversations just to be limited to a day. We want these kind of conversations ultimately to be a philosophy that we carry through our lives on every day. So yeah, this is a good day to start that habit of checking in and also opening up to your friends and family and what's happening to you as well.
One other thing I would like to add, the health counselling and disability have, as well as counsellors during the day, they have an after hours number which is available to all students, so you can actually contact 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Often dramas seem to happen at about 2 a.m, so it's really handy having that number to call. At least then you can talk to somebody.
I know I've experienced more than one 2 a.m. breakdown during my time studying, so it's good that that support's there. Alrighty, thank you all for your time. That about wraps us up. Just a reminder that Flinders Uni does offer a free and confidential counselling service here. It's in a building just behind here. You can access them online or through the phone or via email, and someone will get back to you as soon as possible. If the conversation today has brought up any negative feelings for you or has got you feeling some sort of way, you can talk to Health Counselling and Disabilities, or you can contact Lifeline by calling 131114 or Beyond Blue by calling 1300 224636. Thank you all so much. Just before I hand up the mic, a couple of other little things happening for Are You OK Day. The library is making origami hearts up in there from now until 2 o'clock, and at 2 o'clock the Psychology Students Association is doing yoga in either the Humanities Courtyard or Social Sciences South. I can't remember which. But those are really promising, so go check those out. Have a good day.